Hi, this is Darlene Sheridan of New Revelations, and I thank you for stopping by to my vlog called Stop in the Name of Love. As always, I want you to just think some things over. And today I want to talk about the old adage the old adage that we've heard old folks say, love is blind. That sounds like one of those old wise saying or some old lady sitting in a rocking chair telling you about love. And she would say, honey, love can be blind. Now, I mean, where does that come from? I think why old people had a lot of wise saying, but now sometimes scientists want to look into certain aspects and give their explanation. So I'm going to read to you this article from the book How to Avoid Falling for a Jerk or Jerkette. I love this seminar. And it says this about love being blind. It says scientists have now found evidence to support the old adage that love is blind. Through brain imaging studies, researchers at the University College London found that the feelings of love lead to the suppression of activity in the areas of the brain. I said, think it over. Controlling analytical thinking. It seems that once we get close to a person, there is a reduction in the activity used in the brain. Romantic love suppresses neural activity associated with one's ability to be a good judge of a partner. In addition, massive releases, now listen to this, massive releases of oxytocin, dopamine, and other hormones and neuropeptides in the brain create euphoric feelings that further cloud analytical judgments, masking those repeated offenses that should be obvious warning signals of problems to come. In other words, when we in love, sometimes we can't think. Only thing thinking is this part right here, our heart, our emotion. Our brain has not connected. And one of the things I appreciate about the book, How to Avoid Falling for a Jerk and Jerkette, is the relationship attachment model. And I spoke to you about this before. It's about the 5 bonding agents that sort of give us an idea of a person's predictive behavior. So the more we know, the more we may be able to trust, rely, commit, and touch. If you remember before, I said none of these should go further than the other. As we know a person, maybe we can trust them a little more, maybe we can rely on them, and then we can be more committed, and also we may engage in touching different ways. So I'm not going to talk a lot about this RAM meter today, but I just want to let you know this RAM meter comes in helpful because when our heart is pitter-pattering, this will help our brain sort of say, okay, where is this leading? Now, you hear about the 90-day rule. I know Steve Harvey talks about the 90-day rule, but I want to talk about it too. The 90-day rule is basically this. In 90 days, a person's pattern of behavior, their different habits will start to show if they were suppressed within the first 3 months. In other words, I may have certain habits, certain behaviors, certain characteristics that I may not manifest when you first meet me. Because after all, I'm putting my best foot forward. The things that you find attractive from me about me, I'm displaying more and more. But those things that make me who I am may not show up in the first month or the first month and a half. But within 90 days, whatever habits I have, whatever patterns or behaviors I live with will begin to manifest themselves. So, for those who are in abusive relationships or in a relationship that can lead to abuse, I'm telling you, those first 90 days are critical, especially that period afterwards. Let's say the first 120 days. Do you find that now this person is isolating you? Oh, we talked about isolation a lot. I can't talk about it enough. They don't want you to have any other friends but them. They're the only person. The only person that they think you should be communicating with. They only want you to communicate with your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your co-workers, your church members. Nobody. They isolate you. And there's another thing that happens. Verbal attacks. Now, verbal abuse is one of those things that does not get recognized the way it should. Most folks are ready to fight tooth and nail when it comes to physical abuse, but let me tell you, verbal abuse is among the worst types of abuse. Everything else is built on this. Verbal starts mental, physical, sexual. All these things start with this mouth here. And the way you put a person down, or build them up, or knock them down. The other thing is also jealousy. It will show within those 90 days, especially somewhere there shortly thereafter. And then someone trying to possess you like you're a piece of property. So those are some warning signs. 90 days, 120 days, if these things start to manifest themselves, well, you should know what by now that I'm going to tell you. You need to stop in the name of love and truly think some things over. I want to leave you with the 800 number for domestic abuse hotline. It's 1-800-799-7233. My website is www.newrevelations.com, and that's nurevelations.com. And I want to leave you with a second verse of Stop in the Name of Love. So I'm going to say, ladies, ladies, know the warning signs. I know that boy is fine. Verbal, mental, physical abuse. Mind games leave you used and confused. Just know that love don't hurt. He's not the man for you, he's a jerk. Think it all over. Is he controlling of you? Think it all over. Is he isolating you? Then stop in the name of love before he breaks your heart. Think it all over. Well, again, I want you to have happy, safe, loving relationship. Oh, what the world needs is love, sweet love, and I wish the same for you and your relationship. Just be careful, because love is blind. But hopefully, if you fall in love with someone, that it is the person that is right for you. Until the next time, take care.